Not a huge thing in Australia yet, but have a look at this bad boy, the all new Losi 22S. Hi guys, Brett here from Hearns Hobbies, and today I would like to take a look at and unbox while exploring the all new Losi 22S. And I think that stands for Sprint car. How cool is that? Not a huge thing in Australia yet, but have a look at this bad boy. Before I do anything further though, let's grab the box and have a look. Look at this beautiful, huge box art. It does come in two versions. Comes in almost ready to run and ready to run. So the ready to run one does come with a battery and charger. That color is red at the moment, the red and black one. So that includes in the box the battery, the charger, and as well as the radio and the batteries for the transmitter even. So that's all included in the ready to run. The almost ready to runs just don't have the battery and charger. So you can put your favorite race pack in and go to it. Let's have a look on the overhead. Okay, so look at this, it's got beautiful details, real sprint car looks and performance. I bet it does. It has got multiple, so you can run it with the wings or without, commonly referred to as midget. So, and when you run it without the wing set, there's an extra window louver, I suppose, the front window down to put on over the windscreen. A nice little detail everywhere you look on this. Losi are really smashing it out of the park lately. The blue and pink one. Here we have it. That's what they look like without the wings. After seeing it with the wings on, it looks a bit weird, but what would I know? I'm not a sprint car guy. Right, that's enough of the box. But yeah, who cares about the box? Let's have a look at the RC cars that are revolutionizing. Ready to run. So Losi have done some really cool things lately. They've given us the Losi Pro Moto, that beautifully engineered radio controlled bike, which is really, really cool. Then they've done a super motard version. Now they've turned it on its head and given us the sprint cars. So they come in the three colors. Okay, so we've got the green, my personal favorite, but not that I'm a stylish person. Then we have got the blue and pink, also pretty cool colors. You can notice that the wheels are different on both sides. So it has like a hubcap on the right hand side. That's to save it getting a mud on the track, just like the real ones. So the wheels themselves are very similar, but they do obviously have 3 extra bolt holes for that cover. And then here we have the red one. Red's got to be faster, right? So this is the one that comes ready to run as far as battery and charger in the kit. It's about 120 bucks more or something. I don't know, it's pretty good value. But that's the three bodies. Let's take a look at one closer. Right, the green one. Now you can see here on the overhead has these really cool wings. Now there's no polycarbonate here, it is all composite material, all really strong body sets. And I believe that Losi are going to do custom graphics and wraps that will be available for you to download and print at will. But they do come pre-painted, pre-stickered, and super cool detail. I mean, look at these header pipes and exhaust. They even look like they've done a heat cycle. Really nice. And even back here you can see that there's even a decal like suggesting that there's a V8 molder in there. So that's really cool. Love the header pipes. But they're also like not flimsy, so they're not going to break off in a hurry. The chrome plated nerf bars and stuff, again, obviously not metal, but super cool. They look really robust. The chroming on the wheels, beautiful. Beautiful scale Hoosier tires. And like a really nice compound too. I mean, I wouldn't know what they race with on the dirt oval tracks, having never done it myself, but it feels like a competitive compound. And it's got a proper insert. It's got a closed cell insert in there, not just some open cell really flat thing. So that's really, really nice. Ball bearings throughout, rubber sealed. Even we've got the, look at that, the faux steering arm on the side here, just like the real ones. They've really tried to capture the spirit. And the wing set itself is adjustable. So have a look here, we've got 3 wing mounting points. So you can mount the the big wing on top. You can mount it further forward or back depending on your handling characteristics that you're chasing. And the driver figure looks hand painted. There's 3 different colors. It's got really classy helmet, Hearns device. We're looking at driving suit and belts as well. It's really nice textured. It's got a steering wheel in there too, if you can get in there and see that. Really nice. And it all feels really solid. Like I said, Losi definitely know what they're doing when they're building something scale and functional. I've seen it in the bikes. On this side, like I said, we've got the dirt cover on the wheel. Yeah, and something that really threw me, is if we have a look on the overhead, is that the body is offset to the chassis. So it's mounted further forward left, if you will, on the chassis to give it that real offset look. Of course, everything is square like the arms and stuff, but the body is mounted further on the left. You can see here the difference, the way the shock tower is hanging out. So although the shock tower is symmetrical, the body is mounted more to one side to give it probably that better performance as well. So everything, the weight, the top weight's over on the left, but also to give it that really cool asymmetrical look. Beautiful, I love it. And have a look at getting the body off. I can see here, look on the overhead, there's one latch here, pull that back, up and off. Look at that, the whole top comes off. Really neat, and it doesn't look like it's going to pop apart easy. It's got this big jaw, big locking mechanism, and this indenting or this locating block here on the front mount makes it really solid to get in and out. On the rear here, got this big spring-loaded jaw, so it's not going to pop off in the event of an accident. Put that to the side. Let's have a closer look at the chassis. Now this is based or uses a lot of components the same as the Losi 22 series buggies. Okay, so you can bet the transmission case is probably the same. The waterfall is going to be different, but look, it's got an incorporated fan mount, and I've been told by all reports that these motors don't even get hot after a full battery, but there is a fan mount there. It looks like it will take a 30mm fan straight away. Really good feature there by Losi. Now it does have Spektrum running gear, of course. We're looking at the 3300 kV motor there, 2S power plant. That is paired to a Spektrum 45 amp ESC. Now there's no cooling fan, but that's okay. Shouldn't be needing it. Let me zoom in there. Beautiful detail on the ESC. 45 amp unit, you can see there. 45 amp 2S LiPo, so it's only designed to have 2S, which is going to be plenty fast for its intended purpose. Moving up further, we've got the Spektrum SR215 radio unit. It is a 2-channel unit, but it does have a spare port there for the transponder, should you wish to put one in for lap counting, so that's really nice of them. So it's got channel 1, channel 2, and it's got a spare port there. You can put a transponder in. And then we're looking at the servo, and the servo looks to be, it's going to be a Spektrum one, metal gear I believe, and it's got a high-speed gear set. So apparently it's quite a good servo. Now it does come with a factory servo saver, as you can see there, which is a really good safety device. But I've heard in the kit where you get it, or in the box with everything, comes just a standard servo arm. So you can get rid of the servo saver and you can put a 25 spline servo horn on there. It's going to make it not as safe, if you will. Okay, servo. And the battery, IC5 connector. Proprietary Losi Spektrum stuff, which is good and bad, but if you're not going to use their batteries, XT90s will go into it, but I'd probably do myself a favour and just change it to something more suitable for tent scale, XT60 or Dean's plug. But not that there's anything wrong with these plugs, they're super cool, but if you get the ready to run one, then you do need the smart charger to go with it and the Spektrum proprietary plugs. Looking at the shock absorbers here, they are hard anodized aluminium. We can see here, really nice feature, super buttery smooth. We've got purple springs on the front, got orange springs on the rear, and I've been told that there is full array of tuning options for these already, from chassis to springs, pistons, you name it. I've got emulsion style bleeder caps on the top. Perfect. They really do have a lot of competition heritage in this kit, and they should be very proud of it. Looking in while we're here at the servo and the bell crank, you can see that it is a chassis mount, unlike the buggy chassis mount steering bell crank system, but it is fully ball raced, which is a really nice feature. So they've definitely not skimped out on the hardware in that regards. Adjustable steel turnbuckles everywhere, nice and meaty, looks like a full 3mm, could be even 3.5 without getting the caliper to it. And you can bet these Losi plastics are going to be tough as get out. Really nice. Can take a hit, this thing, I bet. And it will have some very familiar, those that race buggies, very familiar suspension arms and caster blocks and steering blocks. Inbound bearings, of course. Flat one-piece chassis, so there's no kick-up or anything in the chassis. All the kick-up comes from the bulkhead mount here at the front. So you can bet that there'll be carbon options and all sorts of wheelbases available. Now what I do like is the fully adjustable battery. Now obviously if you put a full-size long pack in there, you're not going to have much scope for adjusting, but if you put a shorty in there, they have given you loads of brackets and loads of spare holes in the chassis where you can mount the battery more forward or more rearward as the tuning and the setup changes. So I've got rubber battery hooks here, which is really nice, so that'll fit a load of different batteries. Nice and easy to use, and you can move it all around too, so you can put the hook in the middle, put the battery, you can see the holes here if I take that up, the chassis holes here, so you can put, there's a stopper that you can put in, move the battery forward and rearward in the configuration. Coming back to the drive line, I didn't mention before, but this thing has a fluid filled gear differential, just like an 8-scale buggy, which is really, really nice. But also, it also has a full metal transmission. So the lay shaft, the idler gear and the diff gear are all metal. So that means it's going to be probably slightly noisy at some point, but it's also going to be very, very rugged and robust. You will want to lube it up every now and then. But having the full tunable gear diff in there, I think is really cool. I actually would have thought that they run locked axles, but again, I haven't run dirt ovals, so what would I know? But yeah, super cool. I love that they've got all these extra details. Looking at the rear end now, you can see again the offset body. We've got the beautiful shocks on the rear, and feels really plush, feels really nice. Looking at the drive shafts, the typical Losi drive shaft, 68mm CV configuration, constant velocity drive there. And it does have a traditional Losi twin plate slipper clutch in there, and slipper unit for full adjustability, and again getting the handling perfect. So there's not much that you can do to this thing other than put the battery in it, drive it and set it up. But I love that all these features are in the box. I love that it's so well detailed. Look at that, it's clicked on and ready. I love how cool it looks, and I love that Losi are making, you know, RC cars that are different. Again, showing the offset body mount on the wheels. Sorry, on the wheels, on the body onto the chassis there, how it looks offset. I love it. Well, I'm Brett from Hearns, and thanks for checking out the all new Losi 22S sprint car with me.